We don't follow trends, we own them. This is fusion. This is the mothership. Real you, real power. Let's go. As a mothership alive, we rise in the night, built from the chains where others lost sight. As our microgrids pulsing, real yield and fly. Our fusion is fire, the future's inside. As a mothership online, we rise in the night, built from the chains where others lost sight. As our microgrids pulsing, real yield and fly. Our fusion is fire. This is real life. No JPEG promising, no clickbait clones. We own the code, the vault, the zones. Stack that yield, no Ponzi tones. Just smart contracts and bulletproof bones. NFTs that print, yeah, pass it pays. Fusion built it in silent days. Now we shine, no delays. Bomb flows hot like DeFi blaze. Vol burns rising on Plazm stats. eSHARE drops, yeah, we like that. Low supply, no inflation games. Microgrid earns, that's DeFi flames. There's a mothership online. We rise in the night, built from the chains where others lost sight. I can make a grids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire, the future's in sight. There's a mothership online. We rise in the night, built from the chains where others lost sight. I can make a grids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire. This is real life. Remember the signs, we broke it loud, they laughed at DeFi, we built a crowd. No VCs, no ties, only freedom and yield that multiplies. Microgrid stack like royalty rights, each one's income day and night. No click to earn, no empty spin. Fusion plays the long-term win. Minted points, that's yesterday, now it's yield every time you stay. The bonds pay in pure reward, any share hits that scoreboard. From DexFi.com to the Plazm core, every transaction fuels us more. We earn, we rise, we own. Welcome aboard, welcome home. Was your mothership online? We rise in the night, love built from the chains where others lost sight. Was your microgrids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire, the future's in sight. Was your mothership online? We rise in the night, love built from the chains where others lost sight. Was your microgrids pulsing, real yield and flight. The fusion is fire. This is real life.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first official live stream and AMA of 2026. This is our year, lots of things coming together for an incredible year ahead. We're going to go over all the updates today, some news, some alpha, and markets looking not too shabby, all things considered. But before we get into all that, please help me welcome for 2026 my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
Let's go! What's up, guys?
Hell yeah, let's go.
2026 to everybody.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I love the energy, love the vibes. Yes, let's fucking go. This is gonna be a good year. I feel it in my loins. We deserve it, LA, and the rest of the community. We've been building, we've been grinding. Like I've said all along, we cannot guarantee success, but we can guarantee that we're never gonna give up and that we're gonna keep pushing no matter what the market does to us. And crypto overall. And honestly, I mean, again, I think we've now officially confirmed that the 4-year cycle is dead. A lot of people still think that isn't the case, but having a close red of last year pretty much sealed the deal. And now I think we're just in for some chop until we get, the Clarity Act finally finalized. Obviously, we've already had some great momentum with the stablecoin bills, and now it's just a matter of all this positive infrastructure to translate into positive sentiment. And once people start going more risk on, then the floodgates I think are going to open for crypto. And it could be another 3 months, it could be another 6 months, but I think by the end of the year, we're really seeing what we all hope for in a real bull run happening. And yeah, I don't know, LA, if you have anything to add to that. I know it's been quite the test of patience, but
Yeah,
overall, I'm excited for where we are. Yeah.
I feel positive. I'm hopeful and excited for what the next few months bring.
Yeah, no doubt. Awesome. Well, and the beauty of our ecosystem is regardless of the market, I mean, you always hear, project founders or even big protocols say, it is what it is in terms of the market. Like, in other words, they don't they don't have success because they blame it on a bear market. And to a certain extent, obviously, that's true no matter what. But the really cool part about everything that we're doing is we are a lot less reliant on a bull or bear cycle because we are implementing real yield. So again, the real yield strategy is the key to everything we do. And obviously, in a real bull run, or even just like we've seen over the last 2 days, where at least crypto isn't going down. That's the new standard. Is as long as things aren't dumping, we're happy. But in all seriousness, the volume has been up, and that is what obviously pays the yield in bonds, which is now the backbone of our entire ecosystem, all of our ecosystems, and that again, regardless of a real bull run, because I still think we are in a short-term bear market. As long as volume's up, then we're earning way more, and APR should follow. So again, APR is kind of a lagging indicator because we're on the 2 week epochs. But over the last 2 to 3 days, the daily yield has doubled from what we saw over the holidays. So all of that is really, really good news for us moving forward. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the notes. We have a lot to go over, so bear with us here. But we're getting back in the swing of things. I had a nice little break. So thank you all for letting LA and I take about 2 weeks off over the holidays with our families. And now we're right back in it, and we'll be here once a week for the foreseeable future, just like always. So, and before we jump into, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us with the algorithm. And we're almost back over 3,000 subs, so on the YouTube channel. So please make sure that you have liked, comment, and subscribed as we hopefully see the interest in crypto returning. That'll set us up for success. So, LA, did you have a nice holiday? I know that was kind of the kick things off here. Yeah.
Yeah, I always value family time above all else, and there was lots of it. So very, very thankful for that, and excited to be back home and ready to kind of slay the day and the month and just get things going all together again.
Awesome. Let's go. No doubt. So yeah, and we are gonna slay it. Regardless of what the market throws at us, we're seeing success, and that is already evident. We'll go over some numbers here. We'll kick things off with Fusion. Then we'll get into Plazm, some other alpha towards the end too. So stay around for the whole show. Some new builds that we may be allegedly working on. So all things that are really going to support the ecosystem overall. And then obviously HVM as well, which we'll do our Universe Madness AMA after this one over on that YouTube channel at 8:30 p.m. And as always, please, if you have questions while we go through this, please make sure to ask them. We'll get to those at the very end. So overall, Fusion has really been holding up great. I'm gonna try to pull up the screen just to show where we're at here, and maybe while I do that, LA, we had talked about an analogy that I think people are really starting to understand, and that is essentially Fusion acting as an eShare miner or digital mining rig. Do you want to elaborate on that really quick while I open Fusion on the website? Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I don't know how much I have to specifically elaborate on that because the technical stuff is more your side. But
for
what
sure.
I do want to say is Fusion has gotten so much easier and it's very user friendly, whether you're an absolute DeFi beginner or whether you've been with us since day one and you've been in DeFi well beyond, the years that we've been around. It is a no-brainer to get involved, and I really feel that the people that have been scooping up those cheap microgrids and building up their ownership are the ones that are really, really winning, not only now, but in the future when things really start booming and we have all of our revenue streams. But Fusion used to be really complicated, even in our meetings when we would be planning it to build it. And then when we launched it, there's so many people who just didn't get it. And so this is just a no-brainer. The microgrid gets purchased or staked and the money flows in. There's nothing else that needs to be done on a daily basis. You could go away on a trip for 2 months, come back and just claim your profits. It's that easy. But what we love is that it's fueled by real revenue. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's nothing fake about it. There's not inflationary, none of that. And so it's the easy button for crypto for DeFi and it's based on real revenue. So it really is a no-brainer.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, great overview again. I think that was always our goal. And we've been really transparent in the fact that we may not get it right the first time, but we always pivot to get to the end goal that we want. And everything that LA said was part of the original design of Fusion. It just became the game theory, the different became a little bit overwhelming, and to users especially, it just kind of became a barrier to entry because of that. And so now that we're on base, we have a much easier on ramping flow through Coinbase. We are again still honoring everything that Ella just said in terms of real yield and no inflation and all super healthy economics and having a fixed and capped supply that is deflationary. So over the last month or two, um, that Fusion has been live on base, we have been continually buying microgrids off the market. I know the community has been loading up on these microgrids, and that over time will actually increase your ownership and increase your yield without requiring you individually to put in more money into the system. So it's really cool. APR has been up now a little bit. It was around 2-3%. Now we're up to about 5%. And one thing with APR, which we keep talking about, is APR is based on the current dollar value of eShare and the current dollar value of the microgrid floor price. So it is a bit misleading. Again, people say, well, why would I put, money into Fusion when I can make, 10% in a mutual fund? Well, number one, if you're comparing this product to a mutual fund, we're already kind of on two different planets. So I would not look at it like that. I would say maybe a better comparison is opportunity cost. So if I put money in Fusion, am I able to earn more elsewhere? And the answer is obviously maybe, but there's a lot of things to look at, and that's why we keep going back to the whole idea of a digital mining rig, because the people that were mining Bitcoin back when it was, 10 cents, their APR may have even been negative because their electricity costs were more than what they were actually able to earn in terms of tokens. So when you kind of have that mentality, and again, I'm not comparing eShare to Bitcoin, although I do think that we have even healthier economics in terms of real yield and real buy pressure on the token. But and obviously way less supply with only about 60,000 eShare in circulation rather than 21 million. But all of those things add up. And so, when we see eShare, and I say when, not if, regain a three-digit price of $100, that's almost a 10x from where we are today. And even if that happens at the end of the year, it's retroactive, meaning you would have been earning a 10%, I'm sorry, a 50%, so a 10x APR on APR that entire year because now each share is worth way more, and what you were earning today a year from now is 10x in price, and therefore the APR is 10x. So again, I just want to make some of those comparisons for people that may not be, fully seeing the entire picture. And by then, if you wait, the other argument, I guess, or point is, you could wait to buy microgrids until your share goes up in price. But by then, the opportunity is already gone, meaning, as the yield increases and the price of eShare increases, theoretically, the price of microgrids will increase along with it. And so rather than being able to buy a microgrid at 7 cents, now you're having to buy a microgrid at 70 cents. So again, it's about getting in early, getting a ownership percentage that you're comfortable with, and then just believing in the system and letting it do what it does behind the scenes every single minute of every single day with real yield. And like LA said, it's a set it and forget it kind of a mindset. We never say to not, pay attention to where your money is. We, set it and forget it just means that you don't have to actively watch a chart or, manage accounts every single day. So, all right, all that is really, really bullish. And again, we're set up for the future with Fusion. Was there any other points, LA, while I have this open?
No, I think that's it. Just that with Fusion, the floor price has stayed pretty steady. We've been kind of trending around the 6 to 7 cent mark. We do believe that, as things continue to accelerate and the more of the revenue streams get incorporated, the floor price will steadily rise. But a lot of you in the meantime have had a chance to scoop up those gems that pop up, and the name of the game right now is building ownership. So we've also seen the eShare price held pretty consistent and steadily rising slightly. So that's been really good to see. And overall, even though we've kind of all been on vacation the last 2 weeks, Fusion has been doing really quite well. So we're happy to see that.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And again, just to recap a few things, if you're brand new to Fusion, we have a ton of videos on the YouTube channel, and we're happy to help you. But if you're brand new to Fusion and or just want to add to your position, it's super easy. So the marketplace right down here at the bottom, like LA said, 0.07 or 7 cents has been the realistic floor. Right now, you may be able to get some good deals every now and then, but they get scooped up pretty quick. And the floor price is really thin. I mean, Duke, shout out to Duke. One of our OG community members does an update in the Telegram every day, and there's only about $10,000 of microgrids on the market until we are at the original floor price of 20 cents. So that is really exciting and shows that it is still pretty thin in terms of who is selling. And so yeah, you can buy one microgrid or all of them. You need ETH on base, and again, you could just go here, buy all, and hit buy, and that's as simple as that. It is a 3% fee to the buyer and a 3% fee to the seller. But all those fees don't go to us as a protocol; they go to all of you that are in the protocol. So we use those fees to generate yield, then that yield is either buying more microgrids off the market and boosting everybody else's ownership, or it's buying eShare off the market and rewarding that in the distribution each week. So the eShare that you're earning from Fusion is literally eShare that we go and buy off the market and then distribute. So it is a net positive impact because even if literally 100% of all the people that got their eShare each week or each minute or each day sold, we're still earning a little bit through the LP fees. So there's never a situation where by buying and distributing that the price will go down. Now, obviously, other people are going to sell, but overall, I think that the economics are really, really healthy. And to Ella's point, eShare really has found a floor, and hopefully will only continue to do a slow and steady rise up and to the right from here. And that is with the real yield buying pressure overall. So, all right. Sorry for the background noise. I'm here with the kids today. So, all right. And one more thing I want to show too. For those that want to know about the volume, it's the history tab. So this is now live as well. You can see that all the volume and all the buys and sells of all the listings going through. So that's another great way. Again, full transparency on where the yield goes, where the volume goes, where people are buying, and we are hopefully going to be able to implement future updates very similar to what you see on the Dex Finance website, where you will see where all the yield is coming from and where that is going to again market by eShare randomly throughout the week and then distributed every Thursday on the rollover for the epoch. So, all right, that is a high level overview, but pretty concise on Fusion. Let me
AJ,
jump
is that
here.
history tab live for everyone or just for you right now?
Nope, it is. You just have to refresh. So if you're logged in and have an old instance, just refresh and it should show up. So
It's not showing up, like the tab itself is showing up for me, but not any data yet. But we
weird.
should. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it should be. Again, maybe you have to refresh your or delete your cache. But yeah, no, it should be populating for everybody. If not, let me know. Again, they can open a ticket or LA, I'll work with you if it's not working later today. But yeah, it should be good.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. I noticed that someone in our AMA questions was requesting that, but we beat them to it.
Amazing. There you go. Let's go. So yeah. And yeah, sometimes there is a little bit laggy. We were having that was another thing. There were some reports earlier today of the vaults having some issues in the UI. All the contracts are safe, everything is good. And it usually corrects itself. So yeah, LA, it might show up in another hour or two if you refresh. But yeah, overall everything is good. Yeah. So that was a quick overview on Fusion. Again, I think we covered everything in that before we move on to Plazm, right, LA? Or was there any other loose ends with Fusion? Okay.
Yeah, we can move on to Plazm.
All right, so we've had some great momentum with Plazm. Again, I know a lot of you, a lot of the new faces are from Plazm. So shout out to all of you that found us, EMP and DexFi and everything that we're building through Plazm. I think it's been incredibly a net positive again for all protocols. And that's really what we're trying to do moving forward. Anything that we build, anything that's under the EMP umbrella or the DexFi umbrella is only being built if it is a direct benefit to all the other parts of the ecosystem. So when people say, we are serial builders, that in my mind is a good thing because, although it may be a new token or a new economic structure, no matter what, it's always going to feed the mothership, and basically a situation where 1 + 1 = 3 instead of 1 + 1 = 2. And so that being said, Plasm has been an incredible bolster to the ecosystem, and it's been very sustainable as a standalone product as well. And so we'll get into all of these metrics here in a minute. But shout out to the entire community. We've had Degenerate Passive Income, Ryan, he's usually in the chat. We do our AMAs on Tuesdays, but he's been incredible in helping get the word out. DeFi After Party is another one. Shout out to Christian, obviously. Thomas G with Right to Riches. I could go on and on. Crypto Pride, everybody. But
CK
more,
has been putting out a whole bunch.
yeah, no doubt, LA. So I want to give him a very, very special highlight, and that is CK. He has started an AI-driven YouTube channel specifically about Fusion and Plasm. So and bonds. It's all rolled into one. So those links are in all of our socials. But please, 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 all of you that are listening to this, please go subscribe to that channel. It is really powerful. It goes through and gives a health update on all the metrics for Plasm Fusion and Bond. So CK, thank you, brother. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to that, please do. We'll put the link in the chat later on, or like I said, you can go to our socials to find them. They're usually in the pinned or at least in the recent posts. So all right, LA, I don't know. We did a really big update for day 100. Do you mind
Mm-hmm.
reading some of the milestones, and then I'll pull up the site while you do that.
Yes, we're at the 100-day milestone, which was a few days ago. It's worth pausing to look at what Plazm has actually accomplished in a remarkably short period of time. This isn't a hype checkpoint, it's a hard data moment that shows whether a protocol can execute under real market conditions. In under 100 days, Plazm has built over $500,000 or 160 plus ETH in fully on-chain transparent treasury backing. That treasury didn't appear during ideal conditions either. It grew through volatility. This marks the protocol's first real yield stress test, and the system held up exactly as designed. Structurally, Plazm is already operating from a position of strength. Only 40% of circulating supply is liquid, significantly reducing sell pressure. 1% of total future supply is already burned, including 10% of current circulating supply. This is the best of real yield, deflation, and a digital asset treasury, and a strong community all rolled into one. Most importantly, the BBB buy burn build system is live and turned up. This isn't theory or a roadmap bullet point, it's active execution. Value flows into the protocol via real yield, not emissions, dilution, or inflationary rewards. Even at today's prices, the system is producing just under 1% daily ROI, 70% per 77-day cycle, without relying on new users to sustain it. Volume and treasury mechanics do the work. With all of this, real yield continues, burns continue, and the treasury keeps doing its job. This flywheel only becomes stronger over time while other protocols bleed out. Plazm is built different. The first 100 days weren't about hype. Instead, they were about proving that the model works. Not words, on-chain mathematical proof. So the reality is simple. This is still early, and most of the market hasn't even caught on yet.
Let's go. I love it, LA. So again, my favorite part of that entire update is in the first sentence. It's not hype. It's actual on-chain proof, and we have proven again, not words, but actually proven that this is a success. And obviously, some people may be in profit and some people might not be in profit. But the whole point is that if you have a long-term mindset, then it is mathematically, again, guaranteed. I use that word lightly, but assuming that bonds are still paying, it is mathematically guaranteed that at some point you will be in profit as the buy and burn continues to eat the supply and push the price up. So I'll show that in real time here in a second. But if you are brand new, obviously right now staking is the most profitable, and numbers have come down very slightly from when we did that post, but still, the estimated ROI. And again, this is not APR. This is a return on investment that takes into account the actual dollar value of Plazm and what the contribution cost is at that time. And assuming the price stays the same as it is at this very moment, that's roughly 0.88% daily of a return. And so, and I think with the buy and burn, running as it is now, it's very likely that the price will maintain a very similar number. And I'll show you that on the chart too here in a second. But overall, that's how you do it. Buy Plazm on the market and stake with ETH or eShare. Or if you already have Plazm and don't have fresh capital to bring in, you can just use Plazm. Here, just be careful. If you're using Plazm to pay for your contribution costs, it will, dilute yourself a little bit because you won't be able to earn as much Plazm for the next cycle as if you use fresh capital. But it is better than just holding it in your wallet. And if it's a lot, more than 1,000 Plazm at a time, I would just break it up so that you don't get hit with price impact as well. But this is really cool because with our system, easy mode is able to handle the selling. And so, obviously, we're all here to make money, and overall, the system, it really functions best with more money in the treasury. So even though you are able to sell a little bit of Plazm now to cover things, it juices the treasury. And so that is, again, similar to, say, a retirement fund where you're spending, $10 today in hopes that the treasury earns, $20 down the road. And so it's that same sort of mentality that we're sacrificing price today, knowing that the bigger the treasury gets, the healthier the buy and burn is and non-depleting. So that's what this page is. All right, so and this is so bullish. So again, even with ETH price going down, remember it's all tracked in dollar value of ETH and the underlying assets and bonds, but we're still over 500K in the treasury, which is again, even at today's reduced values, it's earning about $400 a day, upwards of, you know, if we were back where we were, and again, now that the yield, as I mentioned earlier today, yields have been way better on bonds over the last 2 days. So if that continues, then we could see APR, doing a double from here over time. And so, that means we're doing $800 a day. And that's assuming the treasury doesn't continue to grow. The fact that we have had literally 500 grand of deposits into the treasury in just 100 days is incredible. I mean, a year from now, we could be, well over $1-2 million, and that's just assuming the price of ETH and all the underlying assets are the same. If that doubles, which again I think is very realistic, now we have $5 million in the treasury, earning even at a 20% APR, would be way more than the supply of Plazm being released. So that's when the real magic happens, which I'll show here in a second. But we still have 33 grand in the buy and burn and buy and build. The buy and build has been turned up, so that's perfect on purpose. This is the highest right now at 10%. So this is definitely draining quicker. But remember, it never goes to zero. And that is, again, why Plazm is so different. Even if we had the buy and burn turned up to 100%, um, uh, the actual pools would always be refilled within, the next payout. So bonds are paying out every minute of every day, and that goes directly into the buy and burn pools. So again, we're never ever spending the principal balance, which is here, and that is so different. Every other daily creation platform ever created, other than I think Wise, or Drip, another one of Drip, I forget what it was called. Uh, anyway, but nobody has ever been able to put a treasury like this to work and not deplete like others. And that again is what makes this not a Ponzi. No need for new users, and theoretically always growing from participation. So all that makes this incredibly, incredibly powerful and sustainable, and only possible through our bond program. So let me just go to that next, and then we'll wrap this part up. All right, so as you can see, the distribution has been really, really, healthy. So right now, again, we're doing about $5,000 a day in actual distribution. And again, that doesn't mean that all comes out every day, but that's what is given to the pool that is released. So this started at 100,000 Plasm a day. Now it's down to 92,000, and this number only goes down over time. And so those that are building positions now, I mean, you're still early. Anybody building a position in Plazm in the first year is going to be way ahead of the game. And again, this is meant to last forever because the treasury never depletes. This is a forever protocol. So getting in early is always better, but you don't have an unfair advantage. You just have a little bit of an advantage. And so as the protocol grows and yield grows, the whole idea is that whatever ends up being released every day, we're able to buy and burn more than what is released. And when that happens, like I was saying earlier, it's mathematically impossible for the price to go down. And that's when we see that floor price going up. Now, obviously, if somebody sells a big chunk, that would make the chart go down. But over time, the floor price only goes up because we're buying and burning more than what is available on the market. And we're already seeing this, about 35% of Plasm is staked. Over here, we have about 15% in the LP, and this is only about 50 or 37, just over 2 million is liquid. And so that means that again, there's very little circulating supply out there right now. And the really cool metric is that so we have burned about 11% of the current circulating supply and 1% of the entire 25-year supply. So Plasm is already highly, highly deflationary. The P&Ls are through the roof. 165 Ethereum in bonds. We've earned $58,000 in 100 days, and that money right there is not from new users. That is from the protocol generating yield. So again, the numbers scale tremendously. We own 27% of all bonds in existence right now, and everything is just looking really, really healthy. And so, and again, everything is fully transparent. You can come here and see the DEX5 bonds, and we'll talk about that next. But nearly $2 million again. Here, well over $2 million when you include Bernard bonds. But this is looking really good. So essentially, you can do the math on your own, but 27% of the entire DeFi bonds is roughly 500 grand, and that is what we own in terms of Plazm. So again, this is my example of both protocols working together to benefit each other. So, all right, LA, anything else while I have this up? Or I think that was a pretty good overview. I think that was all the points on my list.
Yeah, and then we have another announcement for Plazm also.
Oh yeah, awesome. So yeah, I'll have you read that again, and then I'll explain the theory behind why we're really trying to support DragonX and what that looks like. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so 2026 is off to a great start as once again Plazm has delivered a real measurable impact for DragonX holders. Just weeks ago, Plazm permanently removed billions of DragonX from circulation. Well, we've done it again, burning over 1 billion DragonX while simultaneously adding more liquidity on base to reinforce both ecosystems. Here's what truly sets this apart. Every single burn, every LP injection, and every buy comes from real sustainable yield. Even more important, the Plazm treasury has only grown, now over $500,000 in fully collateralized backing that continuously feeds the Plazm buy and burn. No pausing, no depleting, no smoke and mirrors. This is the game changer. The more support and participation Plazm receives, the larger the treasury grows. The larger the treasury grows, the more yield it produces, and the more yield it produces, the more DragonX can be bought, burned, and permanently deleted from supply. Right now, Plazm is one of the only mechanics applying reliable structural buy pressure to DragonX, and it's only just getting started.
Let's go. Amazing. So yeah, and again, I wanted to give a little bit of background on this relationship as well. We've been big supporters of DragonX from day one, and it just made sense that we really use this as a marketing tactic. And we've seen amazing community members jump into Plazm, knowing that we have solved a lot of the pain points that they see in protocols like Titanx or DragonX because of depleting treasury. Now, that being said, DragonX is probably the most healthy out of any of them because they are able to now, and it's relevant to what's happening soon with the 888-day unlocks for Titanx. DragonX is essentially the largest whale in that system, and they're getting about $2 million payout from staking fees. So DragonX is really building a great foundation at the lows and has a massive treasury to be able to support the token moving forward. So we wanted to really not only get new eyeballs through DragonX, but also help that ecosystem. So we have some liquidity now on DragonX eSHARE, which again will help bring the price of eSHARE up with it as the price of DragonX goes up. Again through market recovery and potentially this payout through Titanx to DragonX. And overall, it's just a great way to show how protocols can evolve. And so we've had some great again community members join through DragonX here, and we're happy to have them here. And we're going to continue to support Eric, the founder of DragonX, through many other builds. As a lot of you have heard me say in the past, we have a white label with the private fund that Eric runs. Again, it's not open to the public, but that's another way we've been able to integrate bonds and that mechanism. So I just want to highlight that. And like Ella said, we burned now, I think it's over 3 billion DragonX at the lows. So, that could be a major impact when the prices do recover, and it's a way for us to help. So, all right, awesome. There you go. So that is really all the updates with Plazm. If you have not joined, I would highly recommend that you test it out. And oh, I did want to show one more thing. Hang on one sec. I had mentioned, the price, and obviously, I don't want to speculate, but I think it's really important to see this. Hang on, bear with me here. All right, so when I mentioned, getting in now into Plazm, allowing that even in a worst case scenario, you earn more Plazm than you would ever be able to buy for the same price. And that's really what makes Plazm unique in the fact that, yeah, the staking fees, again, I call them contribution costs, might be a little high, but it's that way on purpose. And as you can see, we've been, even with the buy and burn turned up and everything running as intended, we've been about the same price since, when is this? Let's see, October, or I'm sorry, December 21st. So nearly, a month now of the exact same price. And why that's so important is because if you're entering the system new, or you're adding to your bags, the ROI becomes a lot more reliable. So that's why we've said from day one, yes, those that got in and had an ROI of, 2,000% on the first week, that was never realistic. We said that every day, every AMA, we said be fully prepared that the ROI will come down. And now here we are. So we've now found a bottom. The buy and burn is on. Things are working, and so the ROI now, in theory, should be much more realistic at 60 or 70% instead of 7,000%. So again, I just want to highlight that for those that may have missed getting involved and want to either get involved now or add to their bags. So all right, awesome. All right, LA, what is up next?
Let's see. Bonds.
All right, so we did mention the power of bonds, but let me go ahead and pull this up. Bonds have been absolutely crushing it, especially over the last 2 months. Let me go, hang on one sec. All right, so again, those of you that are familiar with the ecosystem, you know that our bonds are now the backbone of everything that we do, and we've had some great momentum. So a lot of the alt tokens that we have exposure to in the fund, one in particular, EDL, that's about 10% of the allocation. It's an alt token, but it did about 100% gain over the last 2 weeks. Obviously, it's come back down now, but that just shows that a lot of the tokens that we have exposure to will end up pumping in. Everybody says alts are dead. All the alts that you may invested in are never coming back. That might be the case, but all the alts that we have exposure to have real utility and real yield. So no matter what, we're banking on the fact that, yeah, most alts probably are dead, but the alts that we have exposure to are fundamentally sound, and we've been able to DCA or dollar cost average while they're down, and so even a 10 or 20% bump in price will get us our cost basis back, in line with what we started with. And you can see that in the actual price of bonds. So everybody, if you got in the first month of bonds, the original mint price was 0.01 ETH, but that only lasted for a few hours. A more realistic average was about 0.7. I'm sorry, 0.7. So obviously, even at that, you're probably still down. But if you've been compounding, or at least trying to uh, 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 protect your cost basis, you are getting to a point now where you are up in principal balance and up in yield, especially if you entered bonds, over the last 2 months. You're doing really well because we've really started to stop the bleeding of principal. And there's a lot of factors. Everybody says, well, it's impermanent loss. It's not really impermanent loss. It's just that we've been fighting a market that has only gone down since we launched. And the proof in the pudding is this right here. So we have paid out nearly $1 million just on these alone, not to mention Bernard bonds. Again, same system under the hood, just a different front end and um, uh, and fund, but overall the same thing. So 830 here, and if we go here, hang on. Yeah, so here another 250K. So again, well over $1 million that have been paid out. And the CVL has been maintaining. And so usually APR is very, very similar. There is no right or wrong answer on whether you go into Bernard bonds or DeFi bonds. Right now, the APR is slightly higher over here, but the bond price is also slightly higher. Over here, APR is a little lower by a few points, but the bond price is a little less. So all that being said, why I'm bringing all that up is the proof is in the pudding. Meaning, we've paid out massive amounts of yield. We have started to recover the bond price, and so when we do see an actual bull run, again, not to make that an excuse, but when we see a bull run, this could dramatically outperform everything, and you're earning yield on top of it all. So I really do think that when ETH gets back up to 4, 5, 6,000 new all-time highs, we get even a miniature alt cycle. We could see bond prices over zero point 0.1 easily in terms of ETH again, and it's all 100% transparent. So I showed it earlier, but if you go right here and click that link, it will open up the DBank page, and you can literally see every single position, every penny that is allocated. Let me zoom down, hang on. Yeah, so you can see, again, all the different pools. This is the EDL pool I was saying to earlier. This is skyrocketed in terms of value over the last few days. Zora, REI, Arrows, all the big guys we have exposure to, and it's been holding its value and earning. And again, you can go here to transactions, and you see where every single penny goes. And these right here are from Plazm. So again, a lot of these vaults or wallets, I think it's a 913. So you may see these consistent buys that are the same amount. As soon as you see $71 for one bond in new deposits from Plazm, it automatically mints a new bond. So yeah, you can see an hour ago, another hour and a half ago. So that's really cool because it's always adding new funds to DCA into bonds and earn. And another misconception while I'm on it was that Plazm is diluting owners in bonds. That is not the case. So even though Plazm is gaining more ownership, it doesn't directly negatively impact yield or ownership. If anything, it actually makes it better because now with the new funds coming in from Plazm, we're able to DCA or make new plays, new launches, and new tokens that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So if anything, it's bullish for the ecosystem. So, all right, there it is, LA. Nearly 2 million in DEX bonds alone.
Incredible.
Yeah, isn't it incredible? So, and again, we've said it many times, but once our compensation fund is paid back from some of our original liabilities, this could be literally millions, of dollars earning that will support the GDEX token and obviously eShare and Fusion. So yeah, I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit, LA, but if we had 10 million in bonds, we would be able to pay everybody out in about a month. So it's not that far away with the momentum that we've had. So
I think I don't know if you were going to tease anything tonight, but we also have some kind of exciting improvements coming to bonds as well.
yeah, no doubt. So yeah, there is some really cool new builds that we're doing, and one of those is an affiliate program for bonds. So rather than going through and doing new uh, um, white labels where we have to, basically start over and do brand new vault and brand new front end, brand new wallets, everything. We're going to implement that same feature in the yield of bonds. So again, when we say affiliate program, it's not taking away yield. We're taking out of our percentage, not the user's percentage, and it will be able to help us scale without needing to do multiple white labels. So this is really, really big. We're hoping that's going to be ready by next week. So everything's been under audit, and yeah, I mean, that will be a great way for those that want to help uh, spread the word about bonds to actually get rewarded for it. And it's in a way that will not reduce the APR or payouts to any of you. So it's really cool the way that we made that work through yield. And that's the thing about real yield is that you can do an affiliate program in a very, very sustainable way. So that hopefully will help us get to 10 million TVL in no time. And even if we didn't have any new users, if as long as ETH and like I was saying earlier, ETH and the alts recover even just barely to their original, all-time highs. ETH particularly, obviously, alts may take a while to get there. But we'd be at 5 million bucks just from that alone. So when you look at again new users and the amount the treasury is able to grow, I think we're in a really really good spot, and that will only increase the APR in Fusion and the price of eShare and the price of Plazm. So all of that is part of the future plan for sure. All right, awesome. What
Nice.
else? Oh, we had a few more new builds, right, LA?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I know we're getting to the end here, obviously. And if you have any questions from what I went over tonight, please feel free to ask in the chat. But yeah, so there are two other things that are in the works. Hopefully we can announce soon. One of them is a utility on top of Bernard bonds, which again will also help uh, the EMP ecosystem because we're able to earn fees. Again, I'll do a whole video on that alone. It's from the same team that built Plazm, and it is a community jackpot style protocol that is really, really cool. I'm excited for that. So we'll do a whole video on that alone. But that is a new build coming in 2026. And I have two others that are in the grapevine. Um, they may or may not be under the EMP umbrella, but I know that the teams are trusted and will be a really good opportunity for those that want to get in to something that again can bring profit back to our mothership, so to speak. And then last but not least, a new build that is under our umbrella. Let me pull this up, bear with me. Oh, there he is, right on cue. Furry Blue Me, or our favorite Grover. All right, so his new protocol. So this is under the EMP umbrella. The same devs again, build the tech BTT, not to be confused with BT, but yeah, build the tech. And Grover is going to be the team lead for this. But it's essentially a liquid staking protocol, and it's a great way to earn through all the ecosystems that we have built. Again, bonds, vaults, and then even some precious metal hedges as well. So there's a great video, and obviously you can come here and look. LSTEAK, as in a T-bone steak, .vip. Will explain everything about it. I think Grover just did a video with Ryan, Degenerate Passive Income, earlier today, and their early access is almost over. So they have an early bird contribution bonus. So if you are interested in getting a part of this, I would highly recommend doing it now. Again, you can reach out to any of us on our socials or look through this website. But it will be a way to earn yield just like you would with bonds, but in a more liquid manner. And both Plazm and eSHARE will be part of the liquid staking derivative of this. So that's also another use case for eSHARE and Plazm, and a potential revenue stream for LSTEAK as a whole with their liquid staking as a service. So really, really cool stuff. Shout out to John and Grover and the guys from BTT, really doing some amazing stuff and building, while our core devs are focused on vaults and everything else. We have some incredible community members that have been building, utilities for our ecosystem. And even one more cool sheet. We showed a protocol that he built last AMA. There may or may not be an addition to that as well. So even people that are simply community members are starting to build on top of our protocols. And that is really, really powerful. So shout out to all of you for all the hard work and everything that you do to help, your bags and help us all succeed over the long run. So, all right, LA, I think that is it. Was there anything else I forgot?
I believe there was one more you were gonna mention that is at the very bottom of the notes.
Oh, yes. Hang on one sec. Okay, hang on one second. All right, yeah. So one more thing again, the AMA that never ends tonight, but no. So there is one more partnership that we have for those that are still participating on PulseChain. Again, if you're not into Pulse or you've given up on Pulse, then maybe this isn't appropriate for you. But if you are still in Pulse or know how to bridge to Pulse, I would highly recommend looking into a new protocol called True2x, and I'm working on a standalone AMA with the team to show you what to do. But let me just pull it up real quick. Bear with me here. All right, one more thing. Hang on. All right, here it is. So bear with me. Their UI is admittedly pretty terrible, so don't judge it on that. But this is a trusted team. A lot of OG guys are part of this. Even the very first protocol, one of the very first protocols I was ever in, was run by a guy named Daniel, and Daniel is one that developed this along with Neil and some other OG Pulse guys. And so basically what it is, it's a way to 2x your Pulse. So you go into an auction house. Again, we'll do a full breakdown on this if you guys are interested. But essentially, you go into the protocol every day with Pulse, and based on how much you put in, you are then rewarded with up to a 2x on your contribution. And what makes it different, just like with Plazm, is it's not a pure quote unquote Ponzi because they're using some of the fees to generate yield that then go back into the lobby every day on their own. So that's really cool. We are working with the team on possibly allocating to bonds. So if you would like to see that and want part of the real yield to be bonds, definitely make some noise about that. And if you do decide to go in, make sure that you go and use our link. So I just want to show this real quick. Oh, here we go. All right, so as you can see, we are an official partner there. The second or the third, right here, eSHARE ID 124. Oh, one more right here. So if you go in with eSHARE, not only are you also helping the protocol, but part of the fees that you go in with will buy eSHARE off the market. So we're the only cross-chain token on True2X. And so they're bridging money over. They will buy eShare. It will be held in a contract. And then if you use our partner ID, you then will be able to claim a proportionate amount of what they buy with our fees. So this is a really cool way to earn a little bit more eShare and do it in a way that isn't a net negative or would end in selling pressure because they're buying it first. So all that's really cool. Again, it's pretty involved. So unless you're familiar with Pulse, um, it might be hard for you to get involved or over here. But I will do a standalone AMA with the guys from True2X, and they're really, really incredible in their Telegram. So if you join their Telegram, they will help you one-on-one in public. Don't ever respond to DMs, but their public Telegram group is super helpful. So shout out to those guys. And if you are part of True2X, show some love and tell them to use bonds for the real yield. So all right, all right. I think that's it, LA. Let me jump back over.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. So, are there any questions? I know we
Yes.
probably have some, and then Discord as well. I know we've been away for a while, and yeah, as my kids want to help with the AMA. So there you go. All right.
I just have one over on Discord, as the other one was a suggestion for the sell history, which we already have exemplified tonight that we have now. So we'll start with that, and then we can hop over to YouTube questions. This one's Fusion related in regards to selling your microgrids. About how easy it is to sell or exit without dumping the microgrid prices. How confident are we of the ability to actually sell parts of our microgrids without waiting for long periods or starting price wars? They're noticing that we've been in kind of the same range for a while, and I guess they're concerned about being able to sell their microgrid in a timely manner.
Yeah, no doubt. So I would say overall, I've been pretty impressed with the volume, if I'm being honest. I mean, a lot of the early dumpers were selling at, 6 cents, even down to, I think the lowest that ever went was maybe 4 cents. But if you're pricing them under 7 cents, it seems to get bought up really quickly, either by us, allegedly, or the community. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. It's going to be, I don't know if I would call it a price war, but it's just simply, supply and demand. If you want to sell it quickly, then you're going to have to sell it for less. If you want to sell it for what you feel is a fair value, then you have to wait for the floor to go away or go up to meet you. And that's just pure economics. No matter what we do, it is what it is. So yeah. But overall, I've been again, and you can look at the history tab. I know it wasn't working for LA, and I think another person said they were having issues, but I'll look into that. It should be working fine. But you can do the math and see the volume that we've been doing, and theoretically, that should only go up. So as we get new users, as we get more yield, part of that yield is always split to buying more microgrids. So again, assuming nobody sells more than what's already listed, then the price will get pushed up automatically as we go. And a year from now, again, we're talking long time horizons, not days, but years. As we buy, even the treasury just buys the cheapest microgrids and holds them, that alone will automatically push the floor price up. And there will be a point that only the diamond handers are holding, and those that have built positions are willing to hold to see it through. The floor price could get crazy expensive because nobody is willing to sell. So I do think that in the future we easily see $1, $2, $3 microgrids. And again, that is also as the APR goes up, there's more incentive, immediate incentive to buy microgrids. So all those things will hopefully push the price up and make it very liquid. But yeah, I mean, if you're selling at even 6 cents right now, they usually get bought up within hours, not days. So
Awesome. Okay, hopping over to YouTube. Here's one from Neil. It says, what helps the Plazm price increase?
yeah, so that's a great question. A few things. Obviously the buy and burn is the biggest. I mean, every 10 minutes there is approximately, and again, you can add it all up on the dashboard, but let's say about $15 every 10 minutes is used to buy Plazm and burn it. So that will push the price up. Number two, simply not selling Plazm will help the price go up, because if nobody is selling or they're holding or staking their Plazm, the buy and burn will just be cranking, doing upwards of $400-$500 a day at these levels, and then as it grows, thousands of dollars a day, and that's when we really start to see the price of Plazm go up. And it's also good for those that do want to realize their gains. So if you built your position over the next year, we absolutely encourage people to take profit. But the whole idea is that by then the treasury is $2 million and we're earning $5,000 a day, where you can sell and the buy and burn just eats it immediately when you do. So that is the angle why we've said all along it's about having at least a 2 or 3 cycle mentality if you're going to get involved, to make sure that you have realistic expectations. So yeah, those are the two big ways. And then just new users. We're not reliant on new users, but obviously the more people that get involved, the price goes up because they're buying Plazm to get involved. So
Awesome. Okay, next, is there somewhere a bond investor can see the historical monthly percentage earned? I know the current percentage earned is an estimate, but it would be great to see the previous month's percentage earned.
I love this question. So yes, the answer is we are actively working on this. So there are some great metrics right now on Fusion Watch. I know that Grover and John are doing a complete overhaul on Fusion Watch, so some of the numbers might not be 100% accurate. But we are the core dev team is implementing this on the bond site, so it might be another few weeks, but it is actively in production. And yeah, we'll have an average APR and a current APR on bond. So really great question. That was something we were hoping to have ready, and now it will be. So look forward to that.
Yeah, that is actually all the questions. And just a reminder from Grover that the early bird special for LSTEAK ends in approximately 22 hours from now.
All right, there you go. So, wow, I didn't realize we were that close. So yeah, if you want to get in, make sure you go to LSTEAK. Again, join our socials. Grover can walk you through it. Don't respond to DMs or connect to websites that you don't trust. There'll be an official wallet address that you send to get credit on there. You don't even need to connect your wallet. So, but yeah, great stuff. And yeah, LSTEAK should be really, really powerful for not only those that go in now, but also for the protocol, helping eSHARE and Plazm in the future. So great work as always. And wow, that's awesome, LA. So we got it done. Our AMAs have been over an hour and a half lately, but we did it just over an hour. So that's really awesome, and I'm really happy for what's to come in 2026. I think the
Yeah.
community has really, we've lost a few along the way, but that leaves those that are here even more resilient and supportive and excited. So we're building a great culture here within our community. And yeah, LA, any words of
Absolutely.
wisdom as we have our first AMA of the year? Go ahead.
Yeah, congrats guys. You've been in attendance in the first AMA amongst many over the next year. I'm sure there's going to probably be about 49 or 50 more this year.
Yeah.
um, but we love you guys. We're excited to ring in the new year with you, and there's so much amazing stuff ahead. So thanks for being along for the ride, and we'll continue to keep you updated every step of the way.
All right, there you go. I agree 100%. LA is going to be an amazing year together. And yeah, shout out to all of you that have stuck through it and get ready to hopefully experience what we've all hoped for just about a year delayed as we were hoping for it last year. I think this year will really be it. So, all right, much love to all of you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe as well. That really helps. And remember that we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We will see you next week. Goodbye. Good night. Much love. See you soon.